right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes. We gonna sing right here.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Show.
Oh yeah, we gonna do it here.
Miss Renee Show.
Right here in Listen Vision, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, Miss Renee.
Miss Renee Show.
I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
Hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful early evening right in the nation's capital across from Howard University. I have so much to say, but so many guests that I really can't get into the hot topics, but one I want to make sure I touch on is Kanye. That's all I'm going to say. But for the president, I call him number 45. I'll tell you, I am so disappointed in how this world's going right now. But I have faith in God, and we have a featured guest at the end of this show, Dr. H.L. Barner, who will be talking about that. But I'm going to tell you, when you have our leader-in-chief with a vendetta to come on the presidency and to become a candidate, then win, my God, and then go in and have a personal vendetta. This is Mental Health Month. This is why I'm bringing this up. And then to turn around and reverse everything that President Obama did to help America. America was already great. What 45 is doing is making America hate, and that's what I don't like. So I just want to say mental health is real. We need qualifications for these leadership roles, especially Commander-in-Chief. And I'm telling you, we have to do something about it. But I'm going to keep it moving because we have a lot of guests. So welcome. Listen, I wanted to talk about, first of all, we have on the banner Navetica, which is a wonderful organization getting ready to launch your pet's choice, anything you want for your pets at your fingertips. And, of course, we know that anything besides babies, our pets. We love our pets like our children. So it's going to be a great launch. Ask me about it. Inbox me. And then Mason-Dixon. Oh, my goodness. That's why this young man next to me, you'll be hearing from in a minute, was brought to me by Mason-Dixon. Monica Briscoe, I love her dearly and would do just about anything for her. I wanted to say those are our two sponsors today. So, yes, thank you so much. We want to just talk about a few things that are going on around. Now, first of all, I am Women for Muse, Senator Muse, and I'll tell you the reason why is because it's not a gender thing. I'm not saying any of the candidates aren't qualified. I'm saying that I vote agenda, I vote priorities, I vote for veterans, I vote for women. And Senator Muse is all that, and his track record shows that. So don't get caught up in being a woman just to vote for a woman or being this to vote for that. It's about the agenda and how we're going to move Prince George's County forward. Also, and I had a picture with him. Did you have it up? We were at the 7th Pentecost Church, and we had an interview with Senator Muse. Yes! Bam! Boom! Pow! That man is nothing but the truth, and he is about the community, and he had asked for that resignation for Maxwell, and he got it, and thank God, because we have to really look out for our children. So let me move on. Also, Women for Prince George's County, that's Stephanie James Bolton. I love her as well. I think we have that All of Us flyer. It's for all of us, no matter who you're voting for, no matter what your agenda is. It's all women. Oh, my God. Dr. Jennifer Jones is the lead key speaker. We have so many wonderful. Prashad Shaw from the Oprah Network will be speaking. Myself, I'm emceeing. It's just a wonderful event at the Greenbelt Marriott on May 24th. Also, we have Impact Couture. My goodness, she was a friend to the show. She came on, talked about her daughter being shot randomly while she was home from college, my God. And so we have the first, she put together a foundation, the first annual scholarship benefit dinner and fashion show. Please support this woman, Miss McAllister, and her family. It's going to be at the Camelot, May 20th. It's, Kaz is one of the designers that is giving his time and wonderful couture. Please support her. Also, we have Grandiosity. She was on the show last week. That's Susan Smallwood. And she's having an event at the BWI hangar. We don't have that flyer. I don't believe so. Do we? Grandiosity? And while you're looking for that, that comes to show me why we have this guest sitting next to me. Do you have the Grandiosity, sir? No? Okay. Well, she was on last week, so you can look up last week. Come a little closer to me. At the last week's show, and it's Susan Smallwood. Look her up on Facebook. It is a grandioso event that evening. But during the day, we have a wonderful event. It's why I have Mr. Greg Hodge sitting next to me. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much. I am excellent today. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. Every day we wake up, I just make the best out of it. And I'm just so glad to have this show, to have a platform for people like you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you
you're
so
welcome.
much.
So let's tell them about you and why you're here.
So I'm here for the start of the Major Anderson Tuskegee Aviation Maintenance Academy. It is a brand new airframe and power plant school coming to the Thurgood Baltimore Washington International Airport. And what this is going to be a nonprofit that is just going to spit out jobs for our communities.
Yes.
You know, often we talk about education and they lead to these places. Well, where I'm from, we like in results.
Yes, sir.
We like that ROI, the return on
Yes,
investment.
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
what we have to do, we made a program that's going to say, give us a year of your life, we're going to give you a career.
Wow.
And that's where we're at.
I love it. Yes. So, again, Mason Dixon brought us together.
Yes.
Thank you again. And so what really impressed me about this was that for Tuskegee, right? And then Major Anderson,
Yes.
who's the
namesake, yes.
Yeah, the namesake. So let's talk about him, your dad Jerome, yourself,
Absolutely.
how all this came together.
Well, the school was named after an original Tuskegee Airman. They call them DOTAs, the documented original Tuskegee Airmen.
Yes.
And Major Anderson, who is a D.C. resident, still in Anacostia to this day, and he's 93 years old. Amazingly, he walks around, still functions amazingly. And so he'll be at our event on Saturday.
Yes.
Absolutely, which is a blessing in itself.
Yes, sir.
My father, Jerome Hodge, is the real star of the show.
Yes.
Get me today, but Saturday you get him. He's a retired Air Force vet, so that makes me an Air Force brat.
Yes.
And so after the Air Force ended, he was working at BWI. And when Signature Flight Support, the place where your other event in the night
Yes.
at night's gonna be, decided to stop doing maintenance, he shot his shot and said, let's start a company.
Wow.
And 18 years later, Avdyne Aero Services is the largest minority veteran-owned aircraft maintenance company in the country.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So where that led us today is, as a company we're a nice size, but we're not the big boys. You know, we're just going to be honest. And we're in a place where our sector, the aviation sector, is getting really big, really fast. BWI has multiple airlines coming into the fray right now, as all over the country. Boeing has said in the next 10 years they're going to need 600,000 new aircraft technicians, and that's just here in the States.
My God.
And globally, they'll need 3 million in the next 10 years. And the United States is not the biggest player for that labor. So these jobs are sorely needed.
Yes, sir.
And they're in high demand.
Yes, sir.
So one of the things that I know from being in the aviation sector is it's really hard to keep people, especially when they start getting experience. That's one thing. And then the other part is we have a lot of people who retire. We come from a sector that was really popular during the Vietnam War.
Yes.
We got a lot of guys who came out the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, and now those guys are in their 60s or 70s. And we have to create a next generation.
Yes, sir.
And these jobs are out there, and these jobs are going to just kickstart Baltimore and the DMV area like we've never seen.
Wow. I'm so excited to not only be the inaugural MC for this huge project, but to have you here and with all that's going on this week before Saturday is just so phenomenal. So how do they get a hold of you? I understand you want to give away some free tickets.
Absolutely. So we have some free tickets. Those are going to be our good VIP tickets that come with a signed picture from Major Anderson.
My God.
So that's just going to be www.aviationmx.net. You can always catch us there, or you can catch us on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Tuskegee Techs.
Tuskegee Techs, I love it. How many tickets? You said one?
We have 2 tickets.
2
but
tickets. Woo! Okay.
We can make as many available as you need, Miss Allen.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll start with 2 because I
Okay.
know you're trying to, make some money too.
Absolutely.
So we'll start with 2, and the first 2 that go to Renee Allen and Friends on Facebook will receive those 2 VIP tickets. And then if there's a big demand, maybe I'll give you a call and we'll see if there'll be some more. But right now, the first 2, Renee Allen and Friends, Facebook. Make sure you mention
The Major Anderson Tuskegee Aviation Maintenance Academy. We call it MATAMA for short. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot of words.
Yes. Thank you so much. Any last words?
Come check us out Saturday. We're going to be at 1 Aronson Drive. That's at BWI Airport from Saturday 2 to 4. The tickets are $75 a piece for the people who don't win them, and we'd love to have you guys out there. And we're somebody who's about getting jobs, and we're going to change the DMV.
Yes, sir.
Thank
I
you so
believe
much.
you are. You already are. And I believe it's going to be a grandioso event.
I know I'm gonna have to check that out at night. And
Yeah.
thank you also. I'm sorry for giving the plug for Muse Muse for the job, because I'm a new PG County resident, and so I have to figure. I am figuring my way around it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, sir. Muse. And I'll tell you why after the show.
All right.
But yes, welcome to Prince George's County.
Thank you
you
so much.
for this wonderful event. Please support him, and maybe we'll do some other good things too.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right back. But while you are waiting for our next guest, enjoy Silver Logan's shop. I'm wearing silverware today. Of course, that's her line. And we'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan, falling when I try to stand. I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, waiting here for you to find me, find me. Take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me. Oh. find me. Come find me.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. I am sitting here with one of my favorite bakers, chefs. I don't know the official word, but he knows how to throw down in the kitchen.
Thank you.
It is Dennis Stanley.
Yes, some Chantels cakes and pastries.
Yes, yes. So I am so happy. You were a part of the show at the beginning, like 2.5 years ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I love when you come back because you have really, your trajectory has
Thank
went
you, I
like
appreciate
through
it.
the roof. And so to come and visit us and bring goodies to boot is just so wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So tell them who you are for those of you who don't know him.
Okay, my name is Dennis with Chantels Cakes and Pastries. We're a custom bakery located in Sterling, Virginia. One of our niches is that we cater to clients with food allergies. We can do no eggs, no dairy, no soy, no flour, no sugar, no food coloring, as well as we can do regular cakes as well.
Yeah.
And then we also ship cakes all over the country.
Yes, yes. This is why I love him because a lot of people never experience having a cake, and we take it
Yes.
for granted when you don't have the allergies. So give us one testimony because I know so many how you made someone's life bright.
Just one testimony for one little boy that came in to get a birthday cake. And his mother would just come and get a cake for him to have pictures in. So when she found out that we could do the cake, we gave him a black and white picture of the cake. And his mother said when we delivered the cake in 30 days, she said he slept with that picture for 30 days straight. And then on the 30th day, he got up that morning and said he was be able to have cake for his birthday. So we delivered the cake and he had
And
it.
how old was he?
He was like 3 or 4 years old.
Wow.
And I've had one lady came and ordered her wedding cake, but she didn't tell people she was gluten-free, and she ate the cake at her wedding. And another story was that a lady was been 30 years since she had cake, and so we was able to give her a cake after 30 years of with that food dietitian allergies.
Yes, my goodness. The last time you came, I don't remember hearing about the food coloring. So is that something I missed, or is it added?
Some gluten-free clients are allergic to food coloring, so they have to get an all-white cake.
Wow.
Because it depends on the food dyes that's in the cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
You never really think about that. At least I didn't, because I've had cake since I can remember, smushing it and putting it all over your face. So this is amazing. So I wanted to let people know how to get a hold of you, and then we're going to talk about Mother's Day coming up, okay?
All right, well, we got two major holidays. One is not a holiday, and one is a holiday.
Right.
You can reach me by going to Chantels at chantelsbakery.com, or you can call us at 703-709-1488, or go to Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about these two holidays coming up.
Okay, the first holiday that's coming up is Mother's Day.
Yes.
And
woo!
we have Mother's Day coming up, and congratulations to all the ones that's mothers. And what I brought today was I brought some cupcakes that looks like bouquets.
They sure do.
So it look like little flowers on top of the cupcakes.
Ooh, yes.
And
It's beautiful.
Can we do this one now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
now,
sir.
and if you want to give your mother something in a nice box and make it personable and more than just a regular cupcake, we did cupcakes we call in a box.
Oh, my
And you can take these
goodness.
cupcakes and we can put them in a box and make it look like a bouquet.
It looks like a
And
bouquet
then you can
of
also buy them
sweetness.
in the box, or we can also do them in a vase and make it look like an arrangement on top of a table, and you can use it for a centerpiece.
My God.
Okay.
This is why I love you.
Thank you. And the other non-holiday that everybody's doing this month is the royal wedding.
Yes. Yes.
So what we did today was we put a picture of our version of the royal wedding cake online with the lemon cake with the elderflower wine poured into the cake. As soon as I posted that cake online, my Facebook, phone, everything just burned up.
Wow.
There's a lot of people that's doing watch parties
Yes.
for the royal wedding. So they're ordering the cake. They're going to have their cake when the royal couple's eating their cake.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
I tell you, it's great to be an American. I love it.
Yes.
So, lastly, what would you say to the entrepreneur? I mean, there's cakes and bakeries all over the place, right? And for you to take it as a hobby, turn it into your livelihood.
job,
Yes. Give some advice or at least one tip to someone who wants to get into baking.
Into baking, I would say if you are a baker and you love baking, find your niche. I didn't know at the beginning that the allergies was my niche, so I started listening to my clients. If you're in a certain area that you're baking in, listen to what your clients are always asking you. And if you have a lot of clients asking you for the same thing or something you do really good, then maybe that will be your niche. And just mostly in baking, listen to your customers. If you listen to your customers, then you'll grow your base, and they're going to keep telling other people and other people and other people. And that word of mouth clientele is better than trying to go out and spend a whole lot of money on advertising, because you've already got the base.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're going to enjoy some of these in the station, and I might take these to my mom. But look, thank you so much, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Dennis Stanley of Chantels Bakery.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming. And we're going to play a little bit of his video before we bring the next guest on. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
sir.
Thanks for
I
having
love
me.
you
I
so much. You
appreciate
are
it.
so
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Support-
Hey, my name is Dennis Stanley with Chantels Cakes and Pastries. I'm the owner of here in Sterling, Virginia. I've been in business on my own as a business now for about 21 years. The business started as a hobby, so I took my hobby and turned it into a full-time job. What makes Chantels is a little bit different from a lot of the other bakeries in the area. We started listening to a lot of our clients. A lot of our clients will start asking for certain types of stuff or food that a lot of other bakeries didn't want to touch, such as no egg, no dairy, no soy, no flour, no sugar, and now even no food coloring. As I started listening to a lot of our clients ask for these things, I said, well, maybe there's a niche on the market for it. So we started doing one client, and it was like one client a month maybe. And then as the word started spreading from one client to another, then more clients started asking for it. So we decided that we will start customizing a lot of our cakes to cater to a lot of clients that had food allergies. I could put you a cake on the table that has no flour on it, with flour on it, then the cake you can have you blindfold, you wouldn't know the difference. When it comes to cross-contamination, nut is the most severe allergy that someone can have, because I could eat a nut and I could touch you if you had a nut allergy, and it could make you sick. So by listening to a lot of our clients talk about allergies, we pay very close attention to the allergy cakes. What made us become more and more sensitive to a lot of that when clients come in to tell us, if your child had a nut allergy or an egg allergy or whatever the allergy may be, if another parent was bringing something to school and they know your child has a dairy allergy, for an example, before the cake comes to school, they would take your child out, send them to the library, or send them to the cafeteria, and they give them something else to do, and they missed all the fun from the party. So a child that's 5 or 6 years old, it's not their fault that they have a food allergy, whatever the allergy may be. So you don't want to feel like they're the victim, that they got to suffer because of the allergy. So when a lot of clients do call us up and you hear those horror stories about the kid went to the library or the classroom or somewhere else other than the party and they left out. So we started catering to a lot of those clients that where if a child has an egg allergy and we can give them a no egg cake, they can still participate in the party. Sometimes we get bathroom calls and we get closet calls, but they're not exactly what you think. They're calling from the bathroom or whatever. What happens is a lot of times if your child goes to a birthday party and you didn't check ahead of schedule, you know your child has a nut allergy or whatever the food allergy is, you may be the parent that's hosting the party and you will say, well, my cake is nut free or egg free, but to be 100% sure, sometimes.
Hello, and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show right here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States, in the nation's capital, across from Howard University. I am standing here, as you can see, with the beautiful triple threat.
Yes, ma'am.
Beauty, brains, and a pageant crown. And that is none other than Farrah Nami, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, nice to have you.
Thank you for having me. This
You
is great.
look like a queen.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
So tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Farrah Nami. I am active duty Army officer.
Yes.
So 9 years in the service. So service is my passion. And also health and wellness and women's empowerment and just getting out there and getting active and taking care of our bodies.
Well, you definitely are taking care of yours, and thank you for your service.
Thank
I'm
you.
a Navy veteran,
Oh,
21
awesome.
years,
Thank you.
retired.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. So how has it been? It's been almost a year, right?
Almost a year. And so in July, we're traveling down to Miami. and I'm going to hand over the title to the next young lady.
Wow,
Yes.
maybe I'll be there. Look,
Come
I know you have
on,
Linda
we-
here
we
with
need
you.
you. Yes,
Let's
Miss
give
Linda.
her a plug, her company.
Oh, Linda KS, thank you so much for this opportunity. She's been helping me a lot throughout my reign.
She's just a
great.
helper of everyone.
She's
She
great.
connects people. She's such a big heart. Listen, Jacob, do we have some of the things that Farrah does? Because I was so impressed with what you were doing, the philanthropy work and everything with the
Yes.
elephants. I think was my favorite. Yes, right there.
So that is my trip to Thailand. My sister and I went to Thailand,
Uh-huh.
and this is at one of the elephant sanctuaries. So we don't ride the elephants. We actually prepare food. We kind of spend the day with elephants and just spending time in nature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very peaceful, and it's a good thing to give back.
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad to have you here. And can we
Is
just
there
show
another
her the picture with the red dress? Yes, bam, boom,
Outstanding. So
ta-da.
this was with photographer Brandon Hunter, and we went out to the Institute of Peace, and we did a Wakanda themed shoot. And it came from just seeing a photo at one of the pop-ups, the Wakanda pop-up that was down here on 14th Street. And he was like, let's do it. Let's go out there and just do it. So it was an amazing time.
Well, I chose that picture because a friend of mine and owner of a pageant, Mrs. DC America, she
nice.
did a photo shoot with a dress similar, but
Similar,
not that.
okay.
Similar, and you both nailed it on the head.
She's great. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Any last words for anyone out there?
Just last words, just always, encourage yourself, encourage your family, be yourself, live your life, enjoy your life, and just always give back and just take time. Time is so important. It's one thing we never give back. So just make sure you're give it your all.
Thank you so much. You are looking at the beautiful Miss Bikini United States. Thank you so much. God bless you.
you.
And come on back later.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
All right.
We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned.
It's your boy Chips. Mike White. To my mother, I wanna know have I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience. God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong. I've done, I'm putting it behind me. There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say. To all my teachers, thanks for taking extra time out with me. To my producer, thanks for keeping a young fella on the beat. And to the soldiers, going out there and risking your life for me. And to my lady, just have patience, cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I forgot to mention. Come and look at my long list. There are some things I gotta get to you. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster turns, but I'm gonna hang on. Was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? I know I've done more good than bad. Oh, I know, but for some reason I feel there's so much room for improvement. So I'ma go find those burnt bridges. There are some things I gotta get back up again. Loose ends need to be tied. I gotta tie it all up. Roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night. I was just thinking, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied right away. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other what if every word, what if my life action, was being graded? Thought in mind. What would it say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder.
might say. She blue chips.
Welcome, 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 welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Listen, we're live, and you know, friends make the world go round. And one of my favorite people is Daryl Spears of Elite Conversations. And so when he asks me something, I'm like, yes, yes, and yes, and I don't have to know any of the details. So we have started this segment of authors, courtesy of Elite Conversations Coaches Bureau. Okay,
Yes,
I got it. Yes, yes, we get my belt here. So, can you please tell a little bit about that, Daryl, and then introduce our guests?
Okay, first of all, I just want to thank you for making the time for us to come up on such a short notice. So I appreciate that. I know anytime I want to boost my image, I just come on the Renee Allen Show. So if you want to boost your image, but Elite Conversations, we've expanded, we've grown, and we do have a coaches bureau now, a professional service and coaches bureau, and we have some dynamic coaches that allow us to be able to provide additional services to our clientele through coaching, through professional services, and two of our outstanding coaches is Iana Moo Young and Sheila Q. And these guys are not only coaches, but they have written books and they have given information that can really help you not only in business, but also in life. So I don't want to take up their time, but I do want to introduce Ashil and Ayana and just make some time for them to just share a little bit about what they do.
Yes.
My name is Ayana Moo Young. I am a personal and professional development consultant and the author of the book, The Empty Chair, Sitting with Forgiveness. I wrote this book about forgiveness because I was at a point in my life where I really wanted to get to my next level, personally and professionally, and I realized that I had a lot of baggage that I was carrying, and that in order to get to that next level, I needed to shed that baggage. And I wanted to share my story, but also to empower other people to forgive as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello, my name is Ashil Eku. I am a business valuation analyst. I am the president of the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts for the Washington, D.C. and Maryland chapters. I recently just got elected, yesterday that I was called. I was elected a member of the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts board in Utah, Salt Lake City.
That's right.
I'm also an author. I published this book called 30 Frequently Asked Questions in Business Valuation last July. The reason I did that was, as business owners create businesses, they need to understand how to manage the value of their business. There's no point creating a business, working in that business for 30 years, and when it's time for you to retire, you have no idea how much your business is worth until someone comes to buy it. And at that point, you have absolutely no control over how much the price is going to be. So by writing this book, I give small business owners the ability to manage the value creation that's happening in their business. And that's the reason why I wrote this book.
Well, congratulations on your being elected to that wonderful, yes, sir. And I have a question for you.
Sure.
There's 30 frequently asked questions. Give me one or two of them.
Oh, what is business valuation? That's one question that people ask for the
And
most
what
time.
is it?
Business valuation is the art and science of determining the value of a business, or the worth of what we call either a business or an entity, right? So we want to make sure that small business owners understand at least that small concept. We don't want to go deep into that. And the second would be, what type of documents do you need for business valuation? That's usually what I get. What kind of document? And this is where, we get into serious concern from small business owners who don't keep documents. We need their tax returns, for example, the last 3 or 5 year tax return, depending on the type of valuation we're doing. We're going to need your ages report, your financial statement, so many different variety of documents that we may ask you to provide depending on the type of valuation we're doing. So this is why it's important to keep your records. Very important.
Yes, sir. And so you were given 2 of the 30, so the next 28 you have to buy the book.
That's right.
And I hope you do support him. And Ayana, when you talk about forgiveness, is this more of a personal experience or something you have witnessed out in life?
So actually, the book is a memoir, and it's written in a very unique way. I use chairs in a personification approach in order to explain my experiences, and then I give the backstory for those experiences. And then I offer readers 6 strategies for steps to forgiveness.
Can you give us maybe 2?
Sure. One is recognize, just recognizing the fact that you're holding on to something and that you need to let it go. And then the other is relieve. Relieve yourself of whatever is holding you back, whatever is bogging you down in order to go to the next step.
Wow, both of you are extraordinary. I can see why Dara brought you here. I wish I had more time, but at least you got a snippet of these 2 phenomenal authors with the, say it again, the Elite Conversations Coaching Bureau?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Renee, bam, boom, and so how do they get a hold of you, Daryl, for a coach or, et cetera?
Go to our website. It's mycoachingnetwork.com, and you will find these 2 outstanding individuals there with their bio, with their information. You can also set up a free 15-minute consultation with them, as well as look at the information in terms of becoming a coach. So we are looking for more coaches in different disciplines of business. So if that's your desire to really give back to others and really instill in them the knowledge that you have, please check out the website.
Thank you so much. And any just last 15 seconds that you'd like to say to someone or the audience or a future author, or just maybe 15 seconds each?
Well, I would say to the audience, which is small business owners, these are the people that I cater to for the most part. So when you have a business, make sure you track the value creation that's happening in your business. You can manage that value to make sure that at the time you retire, you have enough value creation that allows you to be able to sell your company to the maximum, amount of money, so you don't have to leave any money on the table. That's usually what we say.
Great.
So,
thank you, sir.
you're welcome.
And I would say never be afraid to tell your story. We all have a story. And never be afraid to tell yours, because you never know who you might inspire through your story. And also, if forgiveness is something that you're dealing with and you haven't been able to forgive, or you don't know how to forgive, it's not the easiest thing, but it's worth the journey.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Elite Conversations,
Thank you.
Daryl
Appreciate
Spears. And we'll be right back with our featured guest, Dr. H.L. Barner. You don't want to miss it. Be right back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well, you won't be the last, nor you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So if your heart is where it stays, now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night? 'Cause this life will be back around. So don't let it let you down. The night is young, and we are too, yeah. The night is young, ooh, baby. Say the night is young, and we are too. Let's bring some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. And yeah, say,
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. I am sitting next to, look, he used to have the show after mine, which was
Dr. Bonner's Our Power.
Our Power, right? Money. And now he's back. He took a hiatus. He wrote a wonderful book. And my goodness, so he's here to talk about it. He launched it recently, and we were at his big castle of a home having a discussion. Thank you for that, sir. So welcome, Dr. H.L. Barner.
Well, thank you so much. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming to my home and blessing us with your presence. It's a good little way for you to travel.
Yes, sir. Ooh, about an hour and 25 minutes.
I do. Look, yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
But I want to thank you so very much. And I mean, you're just doing a fantastic job. I'm watching you up on Facebook and, of course, keeping track of everything that you're doing. You're blessing this community and all the people that you touch.
Thank you. That means so much. I'll tell you, I've known him for going on,
over 30 years.
I think 32 or so years. And we were reconnected at the library. We were Dr. George Frazier was at the library, remember? Right. And we were reconnected. When we walked into the parking lot, I saw him and he saw me. I was like, glory to God.
Exactly. And what a chance after all those years.
I know, sir. I know. So let's talk about, first of all, why did you write this book? Because once you hear the title and some of the contents, it's going to create a lot of talk, right? So how did you even come up with this Behind the Door?
Well, about 10, 12 years ago, I went to Jerusalem when I was working on my doctorate degree. And of course, when I was there, it's such a magnificent place to go. And the only thing you can think about is God.
My God.
And I remember when I was leaving, they baptized me in the Jordan River.
Oh my goodness!
But I've been baptized before now. That wasn't the first time, right? But anyway, I just had this thought about what would life be like without God.
Don't ask me that.
So it put into my heart to write this book about what if there was no God.
Yes, sir.
And what I did was, when I got with my publisher, she said, "You sure you want to name that?" Yeah. She said, "Finish the book and then let's talk about it." You know. And so that's how I came up with Behind the Door, because part of the book, especially at the end, is very exciting. But the theme of the book is asking questions. What if there is no God? Will you continue to go to church? Would you continue to do all the things that you do based on the principles of Jesus Christ?
Yes,
would you
yes.
Would you throw that out the window? Will you, for an example, start giving your money to church, tithing? Would you start, instead of having one wife, go to hit 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 husbands or whatever case may be? Would you change? And then another question is, if you had the information that there is no God, I mean, indisputable evidence that there is no God, would you put that information out knowing the current condition, especially with 45 in the house? No. I mean, the current condition of the world, would you want to tell somebody
That's
about
deep.
that?
That's deep.
It is. It's really deep. And you know how deep it is because, again, this past Sunday, I had a book signing at my home.
Beautiful.
And Renee came over, and I had several other VIP guests that was there. And we started talking about this subject, and it got really deep.
Yeah.
And it got
hot.
Matter of fact, one girl said, I don't even know why you're talking about this, HL, because, the spirit inside of me is telling me that there is a God.
Yeah.
I say, get over that. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, just imagine that there is no God.
That's hard to get over.
What will life be like? And that's the point that I want to bring home to a lot of people. When I talk with atheists in settings, right, and it's, I kind of confuse them quite a bit because I'm not trying to convince them to, about Jesus Christ.
Right.
I'm just trying to tell them, I said, if the world didn't have a God, we'll be in trouble.
Big trouble. Out in the wilderness.
That's right. Because for us to be able to think about the fact that we're going to be held accountable for our actions.
Yes, sir.
Right? That put restraints on human beings. Keep us from going out the street and robbing somebody or going out and doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so that portion of it right there is enough, even if there isn't a God. Girl, we need to believe that there is.
Yes, we do.
Because we would really would be in a mess in the world.
Yes,
now,
sir.
so the book, now I don't want to really get into the book. I want people to read it. And I must say, I'm doing very well. My first month, I hit the #1 bestsellers list.
We
in,
have
in my
those too.
category.
I sent those to Jacob. Yes.
I also did the most gifted book that was doing it, and also in different categories I hit #1 also, and which was really great. But authors know something. Authors know that after you get that initial kick, you got to keep right on pushing and all that. My ultimate goal is I have a second book to come out, which is entitled Behind the Door, but the subtitle is going to be Revelation Revealed. That coming out in Christmas.
Wow.
Then
Just in time.
Just in time. And then the third book of the trilogy is coming out in Easter, which is entitled Revelation Unleashed. Now,
you thought about this long and hard, didn't you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. When God works, God works. Who would have thought that, knowing my background, where I came from, and my lifestyle and everything that I did, that I'd be sitting up here one day talking about a book?
God is good.
Because I told myself that when I finished my doctorate degree, I don't want to read anything else. And here the Lord, this book took me 6 months to write, and then the other book, it only took me 3 months.
Wow.
To get it to the publisher so she can begin to edit it. And now I'm working on the third book.
Wow. And you have another book.
Yes, I have another book.
Yes,
and
sir.
just like Renee had talked about, the show that I did here with the Hour of Power, it was all about making money.
Yeah.
Because I love making money.
Yes.
And I'm good at it, right?
Yes.
I'm good at it.
You
And
should
so,
see his house.
God is good. God is good.
Actually, he's great at it.
I'm
Yes.
great.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy.
And I would like to. Yeah.
That's my buddy right here.
I'm doing it.
The
I'm
man of
crashing.
WLVS.
I'm
yes.
crashing the show because I wanted to say something special. I'm going to come over.
Come on over
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So all I simply wanted to say was how appreciative we are here at WLVS for being such an inspiration for us. And let me tell you, not just financially, because I think that's the obvious part, but spiritually, and especially for myself as well. Doc, I want to thank you, for your book, but also, where's my money here?
Uh-oh.
I want to make
Money,
sure
money.
this is how you empower one another. Okay, you
Yes, sir.
empower them by investing in their products.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
said, he knows how to reach my heart.
All right now.
He knows what to do.
And your wife's too, friend. You got $20 coming, girl.
What do you say something for? I wasn't even going to show her this part
Because
right
girls
here.
stick together.
But listen, let me say a couple words. First of all, I called this radio show 3.5 years ago, and talked to this guy right here about starting a show.
Yes, sir.
And he was so positive and optimistic about the fact that what I could be able to do, and to the fact that we did 170 plus shows, episodes,
My God.
and everything. And then one of the things that I did do, and I let him know what I was going to do, I wanted to document everything I know about business through this medium right here. And all of it is documented, and
It's 170 hours of knowledge. And let me just tell you, Doc, you were doing the show, and there were so many folks who came into my office and mentioned, hey, you know that show about the financial guy, the marketing guy?
Yeah.
And they would ask me questions. So what I think is that not only did you pass on that knowledge, but you sparked a lot of people thinking critically in different ways. And so I just wanted to, buying a book from this guy is like the very, very least we can do, because he invested in us first. and in the station. And so the very least we can do is be a small part of helping you go on to be, just this incredible author and this powerhouse of success. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
we really
much. And
appreciate
thank
it.
you for this family that you have created.
Yes.
I don't know all the other hosts, but Renee, I mean, it was just a blessing because
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if I ever told you this, but how I found out about it when she sent me an invite to watch your first show. And I said, you know what? I think I might want to do that too. And she told me what to do, got me hooked up. Yes.
God
And
is
can you
good.
believe it? 3 years?
3 years in December?
It's crazy. And you know what? You guys inspire so many others. And that's what I don't think you guys know. I don't want to overstay my welcome, but
Oh, no, you stay as long as you
if
want
you
to.
guys knew how many other shows have signed up and been inspired by you guys, I think you would be really, really fulfilled by that. So thanks again, and I'm out of here.
Oh,
All right.
thank you,
Well, look, I'm coming
Jeremy.
back, so I want to get my spot back too. So whoever got it, you better tell
We'll
them
take it away from them.
WLVS owner, supporter. It is a family here. We do miss you. And because I'm your friend, I get to see you anyway, but
Yes,
we
you
miss
do.
you here at WLVS. So talk about, you asked those questions, and at your home, I answered, no, I would not tell the world that there was no God. And also, I just don't have it in me to even think about there not being a God. But this is an awesome book. It brings awesome communication. And I want to know, what are some of the, what can you share with our audience about the whole process of this book and the different, statements you've heard when you start talking about the contents?
Well, when you read the book, again, first of all, let me say it is a fiction. Even though that you're going to cry, even though you're going to feel it, it is a fiction, and it's about a Christian family that goes through a tragedy, an everyday tragedies that we go through. And in this particular case, the son really took this tragedy pretty bad, and he lost his way. And his father, was an archaeologist, and he wanted to leverage that experience and knowledge that he had gathered from his father to prove that there was no God. And I'm not going to tell anything else because you got to read it, okay? But what it did for me, it anchored me even closer to God. It anchored me so much to God because some people say you heard this lawyer for Trump say that he will take a bullet. I ain't taking no bullet for nobody
And
on this
neither
planet.
is he.
Right? I don't believe he is either. But I take a bullet for God because deep down I know that God is real.
Yes.
And in the next book that's coming out, I'm going to be talking about just walking down the street. Don't look at people, just look at creation. The things that God did, nothing that man did. If you just wrap your mind around just the everyday things that God have done. I mean, the sun out there, the moon, the stars, the heavens, the earth, and all the seas and all the creatures, you realize just how great this is. And look, I know we run out of time, and I know the show just about done, Renee, but I wanna thank you so much for being a dear friend. You have done more to promote. You promote my show more than your own show. I'm serious. That was good. And
I learned a lot from your show because we all need to learn about money. It's about economics. We forget about that, and then we're walking around broke with nothing in our banks.
Well, I am writing a book after these other two get published. Is entitled "The Curse of the Black Community: Retirement."
Ooh, that's a good one there.
So I'm working on that mentally, but I cannot write a word on nothing else except these books until God finishes with me.
Yes, sir. Well, please, can I hold one of these?
Yes.
I actually got a hard copy, and why?
Oh yes. Listen. Okay. I'm glad because I called Renee. Of course, the first one I called, I said I wanted you to write an excerpt in my book. Endorse my book. So I sent her a few pages of the book and let her do it. And she wrote. I got to read this.
We have time, Jacob.
Come on, Jacob. All right, here we go. It says, Honey Laverne Barner, and I gotta tell y'all about my name too, but that's not.
I know your name, but I just.
I know you've been doing it for years, but it's on the book. This is the first time in 40 years I used my real name. All right, Honey Laverne Barner has brilliantly infused his childhood spiritual essence of Jesus Christ and shares his passion in a brilliant way through a riveting journey of choices, which led to an intense and turbulent of series of events. You will experience the emotional revolution of mountains and valleys as he takes you on a journey that's once in a lifetime experience. With him, a phenomenal read.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Renee Allen, TV and radio host.
Yes, so this book is the truth. Even though it's a fiction, it's the truth. It's the truth, and you won't put it down. It's beautiful cover. The contents are down on point, and the people involved are exquisite. So support this man and all the authors on the show today. And I wanted to just give my girl a little Teresa Royal Brown. She just had BBB, Bold, Beautiful, and Brave. I was the MC, and I told her I would talk about her book, but it is awesome because we're all sometimes at a breaking point, and you are not built to break. So you make sure you don't give up. And support this book and all my friends, because I love you so much.
Love you too,
I really do. He is, tell him, retired. His son's at West Point, getting ready to, did he graduate?
He graduated May 26th.
Oh my
Praise
God. His wife is beautiful. They're a military family of exquisite valor and high ranks. And we need more families like you. The integrity that comes out of his mouth and the love that he gives to the community and humanity and pours into the earth is just phenomenal. Thank you, Dr. H.L. Barner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you had a great time. We'll see you next Wednesday and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on WLVS. God bless.
She's the bomb.
Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee?